I kept running and running for the longest time. For a while, I felt like there wasn't a place I could stay long. Almost like if I stopped, those people would find me and finish the job. It was only after months and passing through several towns that I had found something.
Let's get out of here before it gets bad. Come with me.
I was so scared. I felt like I was going to drown in all the chaos and noise. Almost like I couldn't breathe. Almost suffocating. But a girl with green hair came along and helped me escape. She gave me my air so I could breathe again. That girl was Edelina. Sadly, before we could fully leave the scene, we were taken in for questioning by the guards of the city. Turns out, one of the bigger guys in the bar was trying to steal booze, and started the fight to cover it up. But being in the prison terrified me. What if those people are here? Please no. If the guards aren't strong enough, I won't be safe. Everything will happen again. I don't want to get hurt.
Hey. It's okay. I'm sure the guards aren't going to hurt us. They just want to ask what we saw. Right, Cordi?
If you would like to, you may pet my tail. I might even help calm you down.
It's so soft and fluffy. It was so strange, experiencing such kindness after losing so much. But it was so comforting to hear that everything was going to be okay. Even if it was brief, I felt somewhat safe again. The guy that started the fight was named Blaisky, and he was tasked to do community service to make up for what he did. We were offered the same missions, but with pay. Some of the missions involved investigating thieves that were terrorizing the town. I wanted to figure out who had taken away Silver Lilies, so I felt I needed to go on those missions. We ended up having quite the team to take them on. Blaisky the Barbarian, Adelina the Cleric, Cordi the Wolfkin Artificer, Louis the Rogue, myself who was a bard, and finally, Musa, a guard that was assigned to us to watch over us by the head guard. At first, the missions were a little scary. We almost lost a couple members, but we managed to pull through. I was essentially their healer, even though there was one person who wasn't too keen on me risking my life. But then, just when I began to feel safe again, fate decided to break reality to me.
It's been a while, doll.
Is that really what we're doing now? Killing? Why are you doing this?
Because it's fun. What other reason do I need?
Stop it!
Hmm? Oh, I remember you. You're the one I left alive. The one who watched all her friends as they were killed, while you just hid. You're just as dead as the day it all happened. How pathetic.
Son of a...
Interesting. I'll make sure to remember that and pay it back in kind.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you.
It's not your fault. If anything, that's mine.
We learned how Edelina was the former lover of Sinos, the man that took everything away from me. She told us how she was used by him and ultimately betrayed. She wanted to stop him from hurting anyone else and understood if none of us trusted her. To be honest, everything inside my head screamed at me to stay away from her. It could be a trick. What if it was a lie that she left Sinos' group? But despite that, I couldn't shake how I trusted her. She had me alone so many times. She could have just ended my life so long ago. Besides, she was like the people I once knew. You've gone through a lot and made the change into a better person. I think it's safe to say, I at least trust you.
Thank you.
After that, our group started to make a difference in the town we ran. We continued to fight off sabotages, which included some spider shenanigans. We even helped a member of Sinos' group, the Onyx Claw, escape and have the chance to become someone better. However, even when we managed to get some form of success, like getting recognized by the Duke or helping our new friend Drew escape, it seemed like Sinos was always at our heels, just ready to end us. That wasn't the only thing, however. We had to face this horrid noble, one that despised wolfkin and abused species from another realm. He was responsible for what happened to Cordi's partner, the one she was trying to set free. One that was incredibly kind and would never hurt anyone. He was falsely accused of murdering 2 humble apothecaries, when in reality, it was the noble that murdered them. The noble was the one responsible for taking away Louis's parents. Together as a team, we managed to find the real heir to the noble title and overthrow him after he tried to use this disturbing magic on us. During this time, we also found more allies. We met this incredible bard named Rose, a very talented performer who ended up helping us quite a bit. With her magic and calming nature, she was able to help a lot of us come to terms with what happened, including me. She brought me back to the day Silver Lilies was taken away, and uncovered some memories that I never knew were there.
Alright, that's all of them. Honestly, this would have been a little bit more difficult had it not been for the information that we got. Rooting out an entire guild in one night with no witnesses is no small feat, even for us. At least you're useful for something, fool. Oh, my friend, it was nothing. Truly, it's what I do. Cut the act already. I know well that's not the face you should be wearing. My friend, the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew something resonated. We make quite the team, don't you think? Whatever keeps you quiet, you freak. Even for me, this was a little uncomfortable. But no matter. Your information has helped. But obviously, breathe a word of this, and it'll be over for you. You did sign a contract, after all. Oh, please, as if I would ever breathe a word of what happened here. What good would it do me? I do feel bad, though, for young Aurora. Did she need to see all that, I wonder? Be real. Do you really care? I know you're deranged, perhaps even more so than me. But I believe our business concludes here, unless you're expecting to come with me. Well, that would be nice. Staying in a place like this is quite suffocating. But I would much rather rely on my own power rather than be someone's mere pup. Please, go on and finish that sentence. Oh, friend, there's no need for knives. You have your ways to power, and I have mine. Whatever. Revel in this bloodbath if you wish. I'll be on my way. I do loathe those who waste good talent. If only you would have strived for something greater. This was pitiful. All you had to do was listen to me! But no. Whatever. I've already had my fun here. Killing. It's been a while.
I found out the truth behind their demise. It was the womanizer. I wouldn't let him get away with it. He was going to get everything that he deserved for ruining Silver Lilies and taking away my family. We also met this info broker named Zalor Bazaar. He was really helpful and gave Adelina the love she truly deserved. He had 2 personalities existing within him, which, even though at times it was tough, Adelina somehow managed. Speaking of her, though, our friendship slowly grew stronger every day. At first, she was confused why I would even be close to her. I'm sorry.
Why are you so comfortable being close to me?
Huh?
I ran with the guy that took everything away from you. Why do you trust me so much?
Well, you're not anymore, are you? You've done so much, and you've changed into a better person. You're not the girl that dates Sinos. You're my friend.
I'm trying at least. Thanks.
But over time... I'm sorry. My scars aren't the best thing to see, huh?
Scars don't really bother me. You're fine.
She showed me what a wonderful friend she was. Always telling me the things I honestly needed to hear.
Aurora, you shouldn't say that you don't deserve to be loved. We all love you. I love you, Musa loves you, Cordi loves you, Louie loves you. And since Drax hasn't left us yet, I'm assuming he loves you too. Doesn't matter what you've been through, what scars exist on your body. If someone like me can find someone who cares about me, someone who's made a lot of mistakes, I know for a fact that you deserve it just as much.
It was so strange, hearing that I deserved love. My life before I ran away, I was told that I didn't deserve it. And when I asked about love and Silver Lilies, it was always such a forbidden topic. But here she was, telling me what I should have known by now. My mind's been all fuzzy as of late, almost like it's stuffed tight with cotton.
Mind if I ask why?
Well, lately I felt confused about Louie. I jumped in front of him to protect him against that thing that Sinos put in front of us. I don't know why I did that. I just did. Now whenever I talk to him, my chest feels tight and my stomach is fluttering. I don't know what all that means.
It sounds like you might have a crush on him.
Huh?
You know that you might have feelings for him? That you like him?
At first, it was a strange feeling. I was risking my life to protect him. I was scared when it felt like I was going to lose him. I liked being around him. I liked talking to him and learning more about him. I liked when he was smiling. It was like this fuzzy, warm feeling that fluttered and bashed in my chest. And when he gave me that nickname...
A nickname that could work. Would something like Princess be better?
My heart nearly fell through the stone ground. Before I knew it, we began to get closer and closer. Until...
Can you really trust someone? Forever?
Huh?
I mean, I would trust myself. I literally ran away. I can't see why someone would trust me.
This might be a bad time to mention, but I trust you.
You say that now, but who knows what will happen in a week or even a year from now?
I want to have the confidence to say that I'll still trust you. But you should at least understand that others want to trust you, even if you can't trust them yet.
Nothing I can really do about it. Look, I at least trust you. Can we just move on?
Alright. Sorry about that.
Why are you sorry?
Well, I kinda brought the mood down a little bit.
Aurora, I should just...
Anyway, we should...
Sorry.
It's alright.
I shouldn't try to, hug you.
It's alright. Can we try again?
Sure, if you're okay with that.
Wait. Hold up. Are we... Oh god!
I'm sorry.
Are you okay? I just kissed him! Oh god! I kept telling myself in my mind that it was an accident. That he probably didn't feel the same way about me. That while it was special to me, being my first kiss, he probably felt like it was nothing. But of course, fate likes to strike us. Louis was forced into a blood contract by Sinos. He was instructed to bring us to a specific location in order to be ambushed by the Onyx Claw. To be killed. The only clause the contract had was that he wouldn't harm anyone that was Louis' family. If he did, Sinos would drop dead. Louis couldn't even breathe a word of this to us. He had to get Rose to read his mind in order to enact the plan. A plan that involved me.
So, his idea would be to make you part of his family.
Huh?
By way of marriage.
At first it was nerve-wracking. We didn't even know how to handle it as a couple when we didn't even have the time to date like a normal one. Sometimes, I worried if he even had feelings for me. He kept saying that he wasn't worthy of me, but he really was. He made me feel like I deserved to be loved. He didn't care what scars were on my body. He didn't mind my past. He just wanted to be with me. And I wanted to be with him.
Aurora, you're you. Those scars of yours don't define you. They're part of you, but they don't make you.
Through this, I also found out there was someone else who cared about me. Someone who considered me their family.
What are your intentions with my daughter, boy?
What do you mean she's your daughter? Okay, where are the papers, Cordi? Where are they? I need to know.
I secretly adopted her, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You can't just do that without talking it out!
For the first time in my life, I had people who saw me as their daughter. I had a mother. And once we freed our lover Ukriam, I had a father. I had 2 loving foster parents. Eventually, for a simple city hall ceremony and stumbled vows, I was legally married to Louis, abandoning the last name that I had only found out moments before. My new last name told me that I was no longer alone, as long as I had him by my side. And sure enough, his plan was just enough to protect me. Sinos couldn't harm me, and we survived the ambush. Sinos escaped shortly after, but we pressed on to stop him. We had to take a small detour from this plan to stop Cordi's ex from taking her away and destroying the tribe she came from. He was such a creep. Always craving power, and never listening to what Cordi really wanted. Thankfully, we stopped him, and Cordi was welcomed as her tribe's eventual leader. There was also someone else we managed to find.
Thank you. I don't know if anyone else has seen this person, but I'm looking for a half-elf girl. She should be about 21 years old at this point. I don't really know what she looks like, since I never got a chance to see her when she was born. But I'd like to think that she looks like me. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but I need to ask. By chance, is your name Aurora?
Yeah, that's my name.
And did you wind up living with some really terrible people for a while?
From what I know, it was Mama's parents.
Did they not like you for who you were? And do you happen to remember your mom's name?
They said my mother's name was Ria.
Aurora, you're my daughter.
After 21 years of searching, my father finally found me. With every day passing, my world kept getting bigger and bigger. It became brighter. In a sense, the people I was with were all misfits. We all had our reasons why we were different and why we were adventuring to make the world a better place. Even on this journey, we began to learn things about each other that we would have never known otherwise. Musa was just a strict guard upon first glance, but it turns out he had a story that made him more similar to us than we thought.
You know the tattoos on my back, right? I got them to help me feel better about the scars I have on my back. I got them on the worst night of my life. The life I used to lead led me into a lot of violence, and an innocent young girl got caught in the crossfire. And because of me, she died that night. It took me a while to get back up on my feet, but when I did, I got this tattoo, and on part of it, I etched her name in my side. That way I would never forget her, or any of the things I did in my past.
Cordi was so closed off when we first met, but eventually, we learned how she was to be the next chief of her tribe before she ran away. How she felt responsible for her own brother's death. At first, Blaisky seemed to be this crazy barbarian who had no control over his mind. But it turns out Blaisky had more going on than what we thought. His soul was mixed with that of a treant. Once he was separated, he was Frax, who was still a bit crazy, but he had his own losses like the rest of us. Edelina seemed like a girl that was completely loose, and someone who you wouldn't trust right away. But she turned out to be one of the most reliable and mature girls you would ever meet. She was my first best friend. Louis had trouble trusting others, but for good reason. After his parents were murdered, and he was expected to become the heir to the Elder title, he ended up running away due to the pressure. The pranks that he caused, those were just a habit from back then to relieve the tension. And then there was me. A girl who never had a proper home or family, suddenly being cared for by so many people. Someone who really never had a normal life where I felt truly safe. Before I knew it, I had a life filled with friends, family, and the love of my life. But of course, things aren't that easy. I ran into the one that destroyed Silver Lilies, but he tricked us. He wiped his memories and convinced us that he was controlled. But just when we thought that we were going to solve a different problem, he regained all his memories. I'll never forget that insane look on his face. Before we could defeat him, he managed to take control of Louis and force him to hurt me. But even after we defeated him, Louis started to distance himself from me. At first, I thought it was because he was afraid of hurting me again. Even when I felt things got better, they kept spiraling down into moments where we couldn't even talk. But then, we found out.
Our priority right now is taking down Sinos. Louis has lost a part of his soul due to that blood contract with Sinos. The more we wait, the more likely he's going to lose control. You see how he's changed? He's just going to spiral into that negative, oppressive feeling. That's why we have to do it sooner rather than later. Louis, you need to focus on happier thoughts right now. Don't dwell on the past or the negativity as much as you can. The more you dwell on it, the more likely you'll lose yourself again.
You are asking a lot of me, considering the situation.
Louis, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but you need to open your eyes and see what really matters in front of you. You're pushing people away, specifically Aurora. You're acting like she doesn't even matter. Get your act together, Louis.
You are mean.
Says the one who's hurting, who he supposedly loves the most. She's trying to be there for you. Try to be mindful of that.
I just don't want to bother her with all my baggage. When even I haven't figured it out half the time.
Louis, what is wrong with you?
Sometimes I just want to figure out my own baggage. I don't think it's fair to put it on you.
What if I wanted to help you with all of that?
I just don't think it's your problem. You shouldn't have to deal with that.
This whole time, I felt useless because I couldn't help you.
You're not useless. Stop thinking that way.
And stop treating me like it! At the time, I thought it was completely my fault. I was being too pushy. I wasn't what he needed. He didn't want to rely on me. He didn't need me. I probably would have drowned in those feelings if it wasn't for that one person who gave me air at the beginning.
We all need to be in the right state of mind, and clearly you're not. But that's okay. We all have our issues, but once we leave, we will have to do our best to leave them here. Once Sinos is taken care of, we can come back to try to resolve things. Ideally, it'd be nice if we could fix everything before, but realistically, that isn't going to happen. Sinos knows the majority of us better than most people do. If he sees that we're already faltering, he's going to pick at that, and we're all going to fall apart. It's going to be tough for all of us, but we have each other to lean on. Don't let these feelings bring you down, Aurora. We need you.
Her words brought me back up. I couldn't just sit idly in fear. If I wanted things to get better, I needed to stop Sinos at all costs. I couldn't let all the sadness bring me down until I couldn't move. And thankfully, me and Louis managed to talk it out. I learned why the possession started to affect him so much. And he learned why I was hurt from being left in the dark.
But I promise you, Aurora, I don't ever want to leave you. And I never plan to leave you. So please, don't ever think that way. I just like having time to figure things out on my own. So please, just have a little bit more patience with me. If you can, that is. But I promise, I'll try to communicate how I feel in the future. I'm not very good at it right now, but I promise you, I'll try my best, okay?
Even if you needed to say, hey, I'm going through something, give me time. I think that at least quell my worry. Because for a while I thought you were just sick of me being too pushy and didn't want me anymore.
Nah, you're never going to be too pushy or a burden.
Are you sure?
What kind of question is that? Am I sure? You're okay. Alright, princess? I still love you, and that's not going to change.
With new determination in my heart, I knew I had to stop Sinos if I ever wanted a chance at a life where I didn't have to cry anymore. And that day came. The battle at first was one of the scariest in my life. I was teleported away from my friends into this hellscape. One where I had to fight my leader.
I'm going to kill you.
No. The leader I know would never try to hurt me. So if I have to fight you, so be it! You're trying to kill me! Did I even mean anything to you? Did our symbol mean nothing?
I did the right thing. Right?
Let's be honest, Leader. You're basically Aurora's mother.
You're always worrying about the girl. That's exactly what a mom is like.
Maybe we should get Aurora to call her Mommy.
Don't you dare call me her damn mother. I'm no one's mother. Let alone hers.
Not like I deserve to be.
You may say that you didn't deserve to be called that, but in my eyes, you were always the one I wanted to call my mother. Even if I didn't get to call you that, you always were that to me. I still cared about you. I still loved you. So please snap out of it.
And it.
What?
Aurora. And it. Please.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. You saved me. It's fine. I never got the chance to tell you because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I loved you. I loved you like a daughter. I just couldn't let myself accept it at the time.
Mom!
It makes me happy to hear you say it. Be strong. Finish the fight for all of us.
Never forget, Aurora. The days that you came into my life, along with the rest of the Silver Lilies, were some of the best that I ever had the privilege of living. I still remember watching you grow into a fine young lady. Just thinking about it now brings a tear to my eye even still. You were the granddaughter I never got to have. Thank you for making this man's life a better one. Now it's my turn to repay the favor once more. I know you, Aurora. I know you're not the type to just give up that easily. So come on, stand, kiddo! Stand up one last time! For me, and the rest of the Silver Lilies, along with those who still care for you to this day! And do Uncle Asa one last favor. Punch that son of a bitch Sinos across the face, and make sure he never forgets who he crossed!
Alright. Remember everything we taught you. As much as I hate to see you use weapons, put that dagger to good use. Get a stab in for your instructor, okay?
Isn't this the point in the stories where the heroine fights back to get her happily ever after? You're nearly there, Aurora. You just gotta keep using that magic I've watched you grow into. Knock that asshole back and give him what he deserves. Don't give up.
It's time to show that jerk what a Princess of Rose can achieve. Make him pay for all the families he tore apart. You can do this. I know you can. You're one of us, after all.
I gotta get back out there. He won't be left standing by the end of this.
Just don't lose yourself, young lady.
I won't. I promise I won't.
Ah. Seems you all managed to make it out. I suppose playtime is over then. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm so done with all your bullshit! Over and over and over again, you keep taking away what really matters to me. You've gone too far, and I'm sick of it!
What does it even matter? You won't even live past the next 30 minutes.
It doesn't matter! What I ended up doing will. My purpose and my choices won't fade even if I do. My only concern is stopping you before you hurt anyone else.
Then I'd say, let the games begin.
Then proceeded the toughest battle we faced until that point. We all had to find ways to keep ourselves afloat, while Sinos barraged attack after attack against us. I was on death's door before. We managed to do something that I could have never dreamed. It turns out, Sinos was being possessed himself. Through breaking his necklace, we broke him free, and he helped us defeat the demon that was controlling him. But at the cost of his life. Through tears, Edelina cried out how she wished she could have saved him. And I found myself forgiving him. Despite everything Sinos had put me through, in the end, it was never his fault. It was all that demon's fault. Before we could really take in the gravity of the situation, we were rushed out of the building. The only thing keeping us safe from getting crushed from the rubble was Sinos' life keeping the demon at bay. Something that was draining too quickly. After the dust settled, we were left with an unpredictable but almost happy future. There was still so much to do. Someone we met named Eisen needed us later on, where Louie's help was especially needed. With the future left to live, we all said our goodbyes and promised to meet again. Well, except for two of us. Two of us had a story that we were just starting in that moment. One where we'd never have to say goodbye to each other. One where we had a home together. But that's a story for another time. It's easy to push me away from you. Easy to say you want to be left on your own, yet somehow I can't help but see how your eyes shy away. Your hands seal the entrance and path to your heart, hiding fear and the sadness you feel under the surface for so long. Locked that room, you keep it inside. Lend me your voice. Let me see your face. Let me start to show you what I see. Bring me close. Let me feel the beat of your heart, the secret you bury. Lend me your voice. Anything you want to say, I'll be right here. I'll listen, so tell me. Open the door. Let me come and sit